Okay, what we plan to see today is how do we go ahead installing Oracle 18c, and we also would explore how to install the sample schemas which are available for practice. Now there are a lot of sample schemas on the e-learning portal. I have put across the importance of going in for those sample schemas. So you could explore those sample schemas and the description of them which is there on the e-learning portal. Let's now look at how do we go ahead installing. Now to assist, I have actually shared one PDF file where I have given all the steps that one should follow for the installation. So we'll follow the same PDF file and we will go ahead with the installation. So let's begin with Oracle 18c installation first, followed by installation of sample schemas. So I'm sharing the screen with you all, and there is this file that I have shared with you, installing Oracle 18c XE. Now let's begin. I have given a link from where you can also do Google search and find out where Oracle XE downloads are available. Now if you go to Oracle XE, from there you can download. Just to save time, I have already downloaded, but I'm just showing you from where you can download the software. So you can go here. If you're working on Linux, you can click on this. If you're working on Windows, you can click over here and you can agree to this and you can download. Now, once you have downloaded this particular software, say I have already downloaded and kept it at one place over here. I have already downloaded this particular software. So once you are downloaded, you need to unzip this particular software. So let's unzip this particular software. So I'm unzipping this particular software. And once we unzip, we will find over here a setup file. So we'll be starting with the setup file. So once you download and unzip, we'll have a setup file. Now, here I directly said, go ahead with the installation. I should have rather given a step over here that from the, once you unzip, you can click on the setup file and then you can proceed. I forgot to write that. I'll add one more step over here in this note. Now, once I unzip this particular file, you can see over here, there are this software which is there. You can see the setup file now that is being created. So let's click on this setup file, which will immediately start off with the installation for us. Here you go. I click on this setup file, which will start installation for us. So I have clicked on setup file. It has started. You just have to keep in mind the password that we insert while you start with the installation. So the installation has started. I hope Deepak is visible, na?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So let's start with the installation. And there is nothing much. For everything, we have to just say yes. In between, it will take some time. Let it take its own sweet time. Doesn't really bother much. Now, this password is something that you should not forget. The safest thing to do is enter the password as root. So there is no question of you forgetting what the password is. Because root is such a common password for so many things. So I am entering password as root. Or enter your name. Enter a password that you want not forget. So that's one thing that you have to take care of. So here I have entered, let me check. I have entered password as root. So root is password. It may say it is not adhering to Oracle standards. Let it be so. Doesn't really matter much. It will ask you the location. Normally it's a C:\app folder where it will get installed. It doesn't really matter to us on which location. We just have to be concerned about this DB home directory where it is. That's something which is very important for us. So I normally tell people you can also take a snapshot of this directory. But since it's an app folder, it's very easy for us to find out. So let it be here itself. Let's start with the installation. This may take some time. So I'll just pause the recording. Meanwhile, you can have a look at it. It will take some time. And as we proceed further, the installation will happen automatically. Only at the last stage, we may be required to perform some kind of operation. So installation has started. I'll pause this. Oh, it's working very fast. Looks like this machine is good. My system, it took 15 minutes. Great. It has started work. It has installed quite fast. Normally it takes a lot of time. Now that the installation is complete, let's continue from this point onwards. So installation has now been completed. Now what we need to do is just take a snapshot of this particular screen, because this pluggable database that you get to see over here, that is something that we will be requiring. So let's take a snapshot of this particular screen, because that's something that we'll require. I will strongly advise you take a snapshot and keep it in a separate in some location, we may require to have a look at this particular thing. So I'll take a snapshot. I normally take a snapshot and save in downloads or save in document somewhere. So I'll say Oracle. So it's always better to keep a snapshot because this is a pluggable database that we are going to work on. This is a pluggable database that we are going to work on. So we want to have the name of that pluggable database as we go ahead. Here we go. Now that we have finished with this particular installation, now it's time for us to look into the next stage. So we enter the password as root, okay, and we have done with the installation. So now let's proceed further. So first two steps we have completed. We downloaded the software and then we have installed the software. Now it's time for us to log in. Now for us to log in, we'll have to go to the command prompt. So let me directly jump onto the command prompt. So I'm going to the command prompt, CMD, and then I'm typing SQL plus. Or rather, you could just copy paste from here, whatever I have given. I said SQL plus as sysdba. So that's something that you'll have to type in. Either you type, you copy paste, it's your choice. Okay, so I'm just saving time. I installed it. Now we have logged in into SQL, and that too we have logged in as a DBA, and we should get similar kind of messages. Have you got similar messages? Yes, 18.4. What I have installed in the previous machine was it's the same thing. So here we got 18.4. It has been installed. For your sake, I'll increase the font size. This is good enough font size for us. Now that we have installed Oracle, okay, it has been done. Now we need to query this command and find out which all pluggable databases have been installed. So I go here, I fire this command, and I check, oh, we have this pluggable database XEPDB1. This is a database that we'll be interested in. This is the database. There are two pluggable databases which are available. Now we'll have to fire this and say which are the various connection names which are available. We're just doing some checks before we proceed further. So we have CBD $root, fine. So I'm going to alter the session and change the session name to this pluggable database that we had. So I change the session to this pluggable database. This is something which is very important because when you are trying to activate the HR user, unless and until till before 12C, we don't really have to do that. But after 12C, it is necessary that all the sample database are accessible through this pluggable database only. So we have to alter the session and go to that particular session. Now, if I see the name over here, if I check it out, here, now we have switched our session to this one, XEPDB1. Now let's come out of it. So we have achieved our objective. Let's disconnect. Let's disconnect. And let's come out of SQL. Now you may be wondering, why have I come out of SQL? There is a reason behind it. If you watch this, read this, all the sample databases are already available with us. Okay, so we need to go ahead and install the things from the sample database. Before that, we have to make some changes to the TNS Aura file. So this TNS name or Aura, that file is something that you have to change. So we'll have to go into admin folder in the network. Now, depending on what's your Oracle root directory, we'll find this network admin folder. And inside this network admin folder, we plan to make some changes. So let me go to that network admin folder wherever Oracle has been installed. So in this machine, Oracle got installed in app, Dell, product, 18C, admin, XE. I think I went wrong. It's admin, XE home network. Okay. So let's go back. App, here we go, DB home, and then we'll have something called as network. So when we come to this network folder, okay, in network we have admin. So when we come to this admin, here is where you will find this TNS Aura file. Now if you get this file, let's open up this particular file. There are some changes that we have to make. Okay, this is the file. The first thing that I'll do is I'll copy this. I don't want to waste my time, neither do I understand what is this all about. So I'll copy it and I'll paste it below. I'll copy it and paste it below. Once I've done this, this service name is something that I plan to change. Okay, so we have our service over here, the pluggable database like PDB1. So that's an entry that I want to make in this particular file. So I come over here and I change this XE to this, and here also I make the same changes. Let's see, is that what has been told over here? So here it has been told very clearly what changes we have to make. This is the data that we got, and we made changes. This XC is something that we're going to replace with XPDB1. So we have made this particular change, and let's save this file and come out of it. So we made the changes. Let me save this file with all the changes. I save this file, I close that file, and I come out. So we have made the changes, we save the file, they have come out, and now let's make sure that this change that has been made is reflected. So I'm going to fire up this particular command. Here we go, and I issue that command. So moment I issue that particular command, the changes that we have made has now been reflected. The listener is now registered. Now we are ready to go ahead. So we got this command completed successfully. We got the same. Oh, here we are getting a message. The user is not authorized to execute a requested listener. Now, if this is the kind of problem that you come across, there is a very simple solution that we have. Close, start with CMD once again, but this time around, run it as an administrator. This time around, run it as an administrator. Now, once you run it as an administrator, then let's fire up the same command. Let's fire up the same command. So check it out whether your command got executed successfully or not. So now I go here and I fire the same command, and look at this, it has got executed successfully. So what was required over here is to fire this command, you have to log into your command prompt as an administrator. And how did I do that? I typed in CMD over here. In the search window, I typed CMD, and here while starting, I started run as an administrator. And once we come back, then I can fire this command so that the changes get reflected. The command has been executed successfully. So that's one small precaution that we'll have to take. Now we need to search the demo schema. There is where the human resource folders are already there. That means Oracle will by default supply you those things. So let's see, CD, I go to app, I go to CD app. Then let's see what are folders we have. We have Dell. So I say CD Dell. I go here, we have CD product. And then let's see what all things we have more over here. CD 18, whatever it is, let's go into that folder. And then we have this DB home. So let's go into this DB home folder, because it is in the DB home, we are going to have a folder called as demo. So let's go to this DB home folder. I say CD DB home, here I go, and we'll search for a folder that's demo. Can you see this folder called as demo here? Now that we got this folder as demo, let's get into it. Here you go. Now let's go into the demo folder. So I say CD demo. Now I come into the demo folder. You should get to see this schema folder. So let's go to the schema folder and check out what all schemas are already installed. Oh, there is this human resource schema which is there. Now we can run this particular schema. There are options which are available. Either I can go into it and I can run the schema, or from here also you can say make DR and I can run into it. I'll rather prefer to go into this particular folder and run the schema, because currently we are not planning to install the other OE schema and other schema which are there. So I'll not go here. I'll go into this human resource folder. I say CD human resource. And if you go here, you'll find one file, hrmain.sql. That's the file that you would like to execute. Now, so let me start with SQL plus now then. I say SQL plus, or let's follow the instructions that are there in this particular file. So again, we're going to log in. We're going to say connect SQL plus, connect as sysdba from the same location, from this particular location where we are currently. From there itself, I'll log in. So I can directly get an access to the schemas. Here I go. I log in once again. Okay, I made a mistake. Okay, I say SQL plus as sysdba. Oh, I again made a mistake. Let me say SQL plus slash as DBA. Maybe I'll have to change that statement in the file. Here I go. I'll log in as a DBA. There you go. Okay, so I need to update that instruction. SQL plus slash as DBA is what we'll say, or you could have logged in as separately as well. So I'll make the changes in that statement. Not an issue. So we are logged in as a DBA. Now that we are logged in as a DBA, or just to be extra sure, okay, what I'll do is I'll say connect sys, and the password was root, just to be extra sure. So okay, now it says you have to be logged in as sysdba. Okay, sys as sysdba, and the password is root. So sys as sysdba, and then password is root. I'm connected. So now that I have connected, let's change the session immediately, because we have discussed that the schemas can be installed only in this pluggable database. So here I come, session has been altered. Let's check it out. Has the session actually been altered? Let's check it out whether the session has been actually altered. Yes, we are into that particular session. Now it's time for us to run the script. And this is the script that we have to run. So I come over here and I run that particular script, and our work is almost done. Oh, if you have to run the script, we have to say at the rate, and then we have to run that particular script. So I say at the rate and the file name, the script should run. Now here, few things you should keep in mind. It asks for a password. Let the password be the same thing, HR. It will ask us for the table space. Now, since we do not know much, I'll say users. So here I have already given what table space names you should give. Okay, what names we should give. So as we go ahead, I already specified what names we should give. So password, better you specify password as HR. Table space, you can give it as users. So let me type USERS, users. And temporary table space, I'll type in as temp. Path parameter. Now that's important part. Now if you come over here in this particular location, okay, where the sample schemas has been stored, or if I come to this DB home where this demo is being stored, and demo we have schema, here we have log. I strongly recommend to take this path, because if something goes wrong in the installation, we can find the details about the installation over here. So this is the location we'll find the entire log file. Remember, as what we have been doing during the session spool, the entire details about if anything goes wrong, you'll file in this file over here. So I have given that particular path. Okay, and the things have started. So now it looks like it's going well. No error messages is what we can see. So I think the work is done now. So it's creating those records and everything. All the records are being inserted, comments created. It will fire up. So that's fine. So we have successfully executed. So we got the same message as what we had gone over here. So after we have got this thing, we got the same message. Procedure completed successfully. Now we'll connect as HR. Now we'll connect as HR. So every time you have to connect, you'll say connect HR @xepdb1, and you type in password as HR. Now that you have typed in password as HR, if I now say select, so to check whether all the HR schemas have been tables have been installed or not, you can type a command saying select. Okay, I have given it here. From the tabs, you will have to list all the tables. So I can just say select table names from user tables. That's one command. There is an alternate command also that I'll show you. So either I can fire up this command, okay, user tables, and we got these tables that we require for practice. Every day we have been using the employees table and departments table, but these are all other tables that we need. You can find information about all these tables on our website, wherein I have listed the schema, the ER diagram, how are these tables related, what entities they are representing, everything has been shown. So now we are ready to go. We'll just log out once and come in once again and see whether we can log in. So if you are interested, you can download additional schemas, and that can also be installed. I do not recommend you to do it right now. Later, when we do some web related things, that time I'll suggest you some additional schemas which are to be downloaded. But you could very well visit this site and you can have a look at other schemas which are available. So there are a lot of schemas which are there, and there is a lot to discuss about those schemas as well. Here in this particular file, we'll tell you about details about all the schemas which are there. It's a small file, but it gives you description of all the schemas which are there, sample schemas. So these are various sample schemas which are there. Currently, we are talking about HR schema. That's not the only schema which is available. Here you'll have all the information about those schemas which are there, how to install. All the steps that I have given you right now are from this file itself. Okay, so everything is there, and you'll find other schemas as well here. Okay, and this is the schema. We have these tables which are related to each other, where employees table and Crowfoot notations have been used. I hope you can read these particular notations that have been given. You can explore it. Other sample schemas could have been downloaded from this particular location. So it's a GitHub location from where you can download other schemas as well. So if you download this file, you'll get almost all the schemas. 27 MB file it is, and all the implementation of all the schemas you will get. Okay, now only thing that we have to cross check is, have we really connected to the database correctly or not? Have you connected? So let's come out of it and try it once again. So I disconnect. I disconnect. I come out of SQL. Okay, and now I may be at any location. Say tomorrow you are at D drive where you have kept your scripts or something like that. You can type SQL plus as sysdba. Okay, no, I'll say SQL plus. If I'm going wrong, I log in and I say sys and the password, whatever it is. We are given password as root. So I type in password as root. Okay, it says sys should be as sysdba or superdba. Okay, so I'll say we are connected. I went wrong. I should have said, oh yes, sys, but anyway, we are connected. Now let's see what are tables I here. So if I now fire a statement, select star from, or I had already fired the command. So if I had fired the command user tables, you'll find there are so many tables. Oh, we are really not interested in all these tables. There are more than 1500 tables which is there. And these are all accessible for the system administrator. We don't want this. So I'll stop this. I have come to 752. It's more than 1500 tables which are there. So I would like to log in as HR. So I say connect as HR and I say password HR. Now here if I fire up this command, okay, let me connect at once again. I say connect. Username is suppose HR and let's try it out HR. Now while I'm trying to do that, it's generating an error. The reason for that is, are we onto that pluggable database? So we have to be on the pluggable database. Till the time we are not on the pluggable database, we cannot really work with it. So I had given you the pluggable database. So we'll have to alter the session and go on to that pluggable database. So that this was the pluggable database that we had. So I have to alter the session and go on to this pluggable database. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's connect as sysdba first. So I have shown you how to connect as sysdba. Every day when you start, you can connect as sysdba, SQL plus as sysdba. Let's try it out. Or I'll just connect. I say connect as sysdba, sys, and password is suppose root. I connect it, and then I'll alter the session to this pluggable database. Now when I go on to this pluggable database, let me connect as HR. Let me connect as HR. Now to connect as HR, we had seen the last statement that we have to do every day. Every day while to connect as HR, I'll say connect the HR at the rate that pluggable device. Now when I try and do that, I should get connected. I should get connected, and that's strange. You are no longer connected. Password. I type in HR. Okay. Let me try it once again. I say uh, connect as sys dba. Username is sys. Password is root. Password is root. Now when we are here, we'll alter. Okay. And I show connection. Connection name. We are into this pluggable database XEPBE1. We are right on the connection database. So I should be in a position to connect. So I say connect HR slash O. Is it about the key password? Is it case sensitive? Because I have been typing HR in uppercase and password is in small case. So I connect in small case. Now I wonder what has gone wrong. We have already connected. Let's type in HR as password in uppercase. And that's weird. Let me now check once again. Oh, let's at least check the tables, which tables are there. Do we have our table that we are talking about? So let's connect once again. Connect as sysdba. I say system root. I have connected, and here I am. Let's see the tables. We have all the tables. I'm not interested in all the tables. Okay, let us at least see, do we have employees table over here? So if I say describe employees, no, that's not over here. That means that particular table is available in HR schema. I did not activate the HR schema. Let's try and do that as well. So if I say alter user HR, alter user HR, identified by HR. Now we have unlocked that particular account. Sometimes if it doesn't work, try out this command. I have not given that command in that PDF file, but in case if it doesn't for some reason, just type in a command alter user HR identified by HR. So this is the username, this is username, this is the password, and the account has now been unlocked. Now since the account has been unlocked, let's try and connect. So if I try and connect HR and HR, okay, account has also been unlocked. That means that user is there. Huh? Okay, sometimes it's testing time for us. So I say sys once again, and password is root. Account has been unlocked. Users is available. So suppose if I say so, let's see whether this user is available or not. I'll type the user names and let's check it out. Select. These are various users. We are interested in only one user, and the only user that we are interested is in HR. Let's see whether HR user is there. Okay, let's alter the session and go in this pluggable database and type the command once again. Here is our user HR. So HR user is there. That means we have correctly done it. Now we are over here. Connect. Is there something wrong that I'm doing now? HR user is created now. Since the HR user is there, we are connected. Okay, we are connected. Now let's see the details. Select start from the table. The tables are there. What are tables? Let's do it once again because we had struggled over here. So let's disconnect once again and let's try it once again. Okay, so I disconnect. I disconnect. I come out of SQL. I start with SQL plus once again. Because point is like every day for practice will require that particular user. Okay, so I'll say sys, username is sys, password is suppose root. Okay, it says you need to be connected as sysdba. So I say, okay, I'll log in as system then for the first time. I say system, and my password is suppose root. So I have logged in. So I'll say connect as sysdba, connect as sysdba. Username is sys, password is root. One thing that we have done. Second thing we'll have to do is, where are we? Show connection name. Now we are over here. Our database is not present. Our user is not over there. It's in the pluggable database. So we'll have to alter and go on to the pluggable database. So how do I do that? I say alter session, set container, that is this pluggable database. Now I have altered it. Now let's see connection name. Oh, here we are. And on this particular pluggable database is our user called as HR. Now we should try and make an attempt to connect to that particular user called as HR since it is there. Okay, so let me try and connect. Here I say connect and my password is HR. I'm connected. Okay, so sequence I have repeated it once again, although we had flumbered somewhere, but now we have got the right kind of sequence. And then let's see the tables which are there over here. Let's see the tables that are there, the tables of our interest. These are the tables of our interest which are there. So we have done it twice and it works perfectly fine. So every day when you log in, there is some efforts that you'll have to put in to go into this pluggable database first. For that, you'll have to alter the session. For that, you'll have to alter the session, and also make sure before you alter the session, you have to log in as sysdba. Unless until you do not log in as sysdba, you will not be in a position to alter the session. So first log in as sysdba, username sys, password whatever you have given, and then check it out. आपका connection क्या है? CVD root रहेगा? No, we want it to be our pluggable database. So alter the session, set the container to that, and then say connect to HR @ on this pluggable database. So then once you are connected, type in your password, you are connected, and that's all about installation. That's all about installation. We could fire up our command. So let's fire up the select command. So if I say select star or first name, from all the 107 rows should get displayed. All the 107 rows have got displayed. So our installation is done perfectly. So that's all about how to install Oracle. Don't forget to disconnect. Don't forget to disconnect. Don't forget to exit. So we are done with it. That's all that we have to see in this connection. So we have completed the entire sequence. Some changes here and there, you could just take care of it. The schema is already there. You could download additional schemas, unzip it, and install it in the same fashion. Every schema will have a main file. Suppose OE schema, you'll have OE_main. HR schema, HR_main. You just have to execute it by saying @ and you can execute that particular file. So that's all about installation. Thank you for watching.